Hello and welcome to BMTB. Your goal today is going to be to try to create a advertisement flyer like you see here on the screen. And I don't really know that much about you, so when you're creating this, just try to tell me as much appropriate stuff that you can about you. So first of all, you're going to start with a clear screen. So do File and New. And you can just say create a blank document, and right away you're going to save this document, and I think we'll save this something as like my flyer. So let's do a file and save as, and you're going to call this, always make sure you use a 97/2003 document, and we're going to call this my flyer, and we'll hit save. And it's a 97/2003 document because this can be pulled up on anybody's version of Microsoft Word. So we're always going to use 97/2003. So you've got it saved. Your next step is to do a select all. Then you're going to choose paragraph. Spacing before and after is going to be 0. And your line spacing is going to be single. So once you get that, say OK, and then we're going to make sure that our font is Times New Roman. Seems like a pretty reasonable font to use, and we'll just start out with Times New Roman 12 point. And we'll probably have to do that again as we move along. And then make sure that you save often. So we're going to use this little save symbol up here, and we're going to make sure we save often. No matter what we're doing, I've got to be able to find it on your file, so save often. Now our first step is that we're going to insert in some word art. So we're going to go to the insert ribbon, and we're going to go to word art, and we're going to choose this word art. And for this first document that you prepare for me, use this word art, and after this you can choose whichever one you want. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to get my name in there. And I'll say OK, and then I'm going to need to take my box and drag it bigger. So I'm going to pull it and drag it until my name is bigger. And then you can see I'm trying to move this right now. I'm pulling down my left mouse, holding down my left mouse and pulling, but it won't move. And there's a reason for that. We've got to get back into this word art and tell the computer that we want text wrap. And I'm going to say behind text because I'm going to put some stuff directly below this, and it works best if I choose behind text. Once I choose behind text, I'm able to move this around wherever I want to. But be aware that you want to be aware of where your top margin is. And you can see my cursor is going toward the gray and the white on the ruler on the far left hand side, and I want to make sure that I'm not putting my word art way above my top margin. So anyway, just be aware of where that is and move this around, but don't move it all the way to the very tippy top, for no better way to say that. So we've got our name positioned on there where we want this, and I'm getting it where I want it. Then I'm going to try to get below it, but I will not be able to do that unless I hit Control End. So the CTRL on your keyboard and the END key, so Control End. That will allow me to hit Enter and just get right below this. The next thing I'm going to do is insert a picture on this that represents me, and I am a real animal lover, so dog walking represents me. So I'm going to go to Insert and a clip art picture. And what I want to do is just search for me, it's dog walking. So I type in dog walking and I say go. And up comes some dog walking pictures. And this is about how I looked all winter walking my little dog. It was very cold out. So I'm going to insert that in. And my picture comes on. I'm going to X off up here. And it comes on pretty small, so what I need to do is format my picture so I can move it and then pull it bigger. So once again, up in the format ribbon, which will go on when your picture's selected. If you're off of this, that format ribbon won't be there. Word only gives you what you need when you need it. So click back on your picture and up comes this format ribbon, and I'm going to go to text wrap, and this time I'm going to choose square. Square allows me to move this anywhere I want to, and then I'm going to pull this picture to a reasonable size, not, you know, really huge, but to a reasonable size. And notice that I'm also adjusting my word art. I'm constantly adjusting when I'm on this thing. So if I pull from the corners, that sizes my picture proportionally. So be aware that you want to do that. Get your picture sized at a reasonable size, about the size I'm using here. And then remember the CTRL button, the control button on your keyboard, and the end key. So control end, enter to get down below this. And then I don't know that much about you right now. Tell me where you live. I live in Mount Pleasant. And I'm gonna block my font there and make it bigger than 12 point. Make it about, I guess for right now, we'll see what I'm making it, maybe 48 point, and I'll bold that. Keeping in mind though that if I bold everything on this document, nothing is really bolded, so I don't want to bold everything. So I've got my Mount Pleasant bolded. I'm going to now turn off my bold, so I'm up in my font square of the ribbon and I'm turning off the bold. I'm going to change my font size back down, probably just to 12 point for right now, and I'm going to enter below that a couple of times. Now I'm going to talk about some things that represent me. So what do I like to do? Well, I really like hiking. I really like traveling, working out, so I'm going to get some of that stuff on here. And I think right now I'm going to choose about 22 point bold. We'll see how this looks. We'll adjust it when we're done. And I mean, but not bold. Remember, if you bold everything, nothing's bolded. So just 22 point. And I'm going to type in what I like. Hiking, traveling, working out. I have a little dog named Lucy. I love walking her, so walking. My little dog. I like to cook. And pay attention to what is called parallel sentence structure. I inged here, so I'm hiking. I'm inged here on traveling. I'm traveling. I'm working. I've got ing here. My sentence structure is parallel. I'm walking. So all these ings. Make sure if you're ending an ing on one, you're ending on ing on all of them. If you're ending on ed on one, you'd be ending an ed on all of them. So cooking, reading. And then just to snazz this up a little bit, what I want to do is insert in some symbols. So I'm going to find my insert ribbon and I'm going to go to symbol. And if you go to more symbols, you're going to find that you have quite a few options. You go to webdings and wingdings, you've got quite a few options. And I'm going to go to webdings, and I happen to know that if I scroll down to the bottom of my webdings, there is a little dog, and I'm a dog lover, so I'm going to choose the little dog. So I'm going to insert in the little dog, and then I'll hit close. Now once I do that, I'm going to decide that I want to make my dog bigger too, just like my words. So I'm going to go to home, and I'm going to see that dog's at 22 point right now. I think I really need that to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to put that little symbol dog at about 22 point to match my words. Then what I can do is just hit my right mouse button and go to copy. And then I'm going to click on traveling and I'm going to hit paste. And then I'll click on working out and I'll right mouse and I'll hit paste. Click on walking, right mouse and paste. Click on cooking and then right mouse and paste. Something's happening here, so I'm going to hit escape, and then I'll just copy this again, right mouse, copy, and then right mouse and paste. Right mouse and paste. I don't want this to look too squished, so I'm going to put a little space in. And I haven't pointed out to you guys yet, but I'm working with my show and hide button on. This show and hide button I want you to always work with. It turns the symbols on your computer on so you can see when you've returned, when you've tabbed, what you've done. So make sure you're always working with the show and hide button clicked on. I'm going to end this podcast for now and start another one in just a second.